Hey, I'm Mark from Superhero Samples. Welcome to video number 4 of the Creating Drum Samples from Food series. In this video, I'm going to show you how I create a snare drum from the sounds I recorded in the first video. But first, let's do a quick recap of videos number 1, 2 and 3.
Superherosamples.com.
So in video number 1, we got the sounds. In video number 2, we got the beats. In video number 3, we got the kick drum. And now it's time for the snare drum. So let's go. So the first thing I had to do, obviously, was to find sound that would provide me as a good snare drum. I needed 2 components, one tonal component and a noisy component that would emulate the snare strings. So I have 3 sounds that that function as the noisy part and one that's for the tonal part. So let's listen to the sounds. First one. Second sound, that must be me biting or chewing a carrot or something. Some M&M packaging, like we had in the kick drum, but a different sound. And last but not least, for the tonal part, the bottle plop, the opening of the beer bottle. And as you can see, this sound has a lot of clipping, digital nasty clipping going on, or what is called as nasty. Yeah, I still like the sound, so I don't care about all the audio education I got. I just like the sound, so I don't care about the clipping that's going on. I just use it. And yeah, let's see. Next step. What I did next was to tune the sounds, to make them fit each other to each other, and that yeah, I pitched them down. I wanted another character. So first sound is now like that. First was like that. Now it's like that. And it's pitched down 12 half tones, so an octave plus a little less than an octave. Okay, second sound. Used to be like that. It's also pitched down by almost an octave. Third sound was like that. Now it's like that. It's just 2 half tones lower. And last sound is an octave down. Used to be like that before. So, all sounds together. First they sounded like that. Now it's like that. Which I think has a lot more impact. So, I took the four recordings, the 4 sounds, record them on a new track. Now it sounds like that. Wait a moment. There's all the processing. It's still there. I turn it off. So it's the same as this. First thing I did with that sound, processing wise, I added some distortion with the Sound Toys Decapitator. As you can see, the drive is quite high. Not super high, but quite high. I left the punish button off. I chose the style E, which I like best. If you don't know it, this is an awesome overdrive, saturation, distortion plugin. Can do a lot of things with it. It's just amazing. Now it's like that. Before it was like that. So it adds a lot of beef to the sound. Also note that I dialed in the low cut at I don't know how much hertz that is. Maybe 500. I don't know. I don't know at all. But I don't care. It just sounds good. You cannot read how much hertz this is, as you can see. So I dialed in the thumb, which means yeah, you have some resonance going on at the low cut frequency. Without the thumb, it would be like that. With it, more beef, more punch. Okay. Next, just a tiny little bit of compression with my go-to compressor, the TubeTech CL1B compressor by Softtube, which is just awesome. Without, with, just creates a little bit more density. As you can see, it's just compresses just a tiny bit. It adds some color. I left the attack, yeah, rather slow, very slow, and the release fast. Slow attack to leave the transient, to leave the attack hard, to not compress the attack, and fast release time to bring the body a bit up. Then the trains in Designer by SPL, which is great. I'm using it a lot for drum sounds. Without it, it's like that. With it, it's got more slap. So with a little bit of attack increasing and increase sustain, just a tiny bit, but the difference is there. And then last but not least, bit of EQing with my favorite musical EQ for musical purposes, the Trident A range by Softtube. It's not an EQ for surgical EQing, but for musical EQing, it's just awesome. I like it. I love it. So, what I did is to add some silky top end at 15K and increase the bottom 150, and then I took off a little of just a tiny little bit of 500K because yeah, this is a bit the muddy range, how I call it. Yeah, I like it better now. And of course I added some saturation. Softtube has a great saturation algorithm. If you haven't downloaded the saturation knob, which is for free, you should definitely do it, because it's just awesome what just the saturation can do to a sound. So it gets a little bit fuller and a little bit more gentle with the EQ. So there it is, my snare drum from Food Sounds. Okay, that's it for now. Hope you could find some inspiration. I'm Mark from Superhero Samples, and we create outstanding samples for outstanding beats. And don't forget to download your free drum kit at superherosamples.com. See you in the next video. Bye bye.
Superherosamples.com. Superherosamples.com. Superherosamples.com.